What's going on? It is August 24th and it is 3:45 p.m. I have wrapped up and finished my trading today with a profit of about $1,450. Great day. Usually my daily trading goal is $500 a day, but for the past couple days I've been over $1,000. Today was one of those days, so nearly tripled my daily trading profit goal, which is awesome. I'm trying to work on scaling up my size that I'm trading with. So the goal is maybe I'll put my new goal at $1,000 a day in trading profits. But in this video, I'll be going over my rules, how I made the $1,400 today, and what I think the market is going, and really just, I guess, my overall trading strategy. So let's go ahead and jump into it, starting with showing you the computer. So just real quick, so that you believe me, I'm gonna show you the trades that I took and the overall P&L for today. So as you can see, 1448 is the number. SQQQ made me $32, TQQQ $1,400, and then UVXY $3. So SQQ and UVXY is basically they're short ETFs. So you can basically get short on the S&P 500 or the Nasdaq by buying those stocks. So that's what I did this morning. I was expecting it to pull back, and right out in the open, I pretty much bought those two stocks. I'm always very nervous buying short ETFs because the market has just been going up and up and up. So as you can see, I stopped them out pretty quickly. They were just a little bit in the money, and so I just closed the trades quickly. But my main winner today was TQs. So that's what we're going to be talking about today, is TQs, which is basically the Nasdaq. So just real quick, one thing about my strategy is to stick to one main stock. I really love just getting in on whether it's TQs, which is the Nasdaq, or SPXL. That was my main stock for a while, and that's basically the S&P 500 or SPY. I really just like to focus in on one stock, preferably an ETF, because stocks are subject, individual stock like an Apple or a Microsoft, they're subject to news that's out of my control. Like literally one little news could come out and it would ruin my entire the Nasdaq is as well, but the Nasdaq is more like big time news, like if we got a vaccine or if we got stimulus news or something along those lines. Something big news, like big news, is going to move the Nasdaq. So I just feel like it's a little bit more safe. It may be a little bit in my head, but the Nasdaq is what I'm comfortable with trading because it is a combination of a lot of different stocks together. It's an index, right? It's a future. So I like sticking to one stock. I can really get an idea of a good price movement. I get my supports and resistance down. A lot of traders like to trade a bunch of different stocks, and I used to be like that, but I just found comfortability and confidence in just trading one stock every single day. So it's been TQs lately, and so basically Friday we finished at around 141, and it just gapped up to 147 in the morning, or no, it gapped up around 146 and then pushed up to 147. This was just like insanely high. I was thinking that the market was massively overextended. The RSI is showing me that it's way overbought. So there's no way I could even buy it up here, even if I wanted to, because I wouldn't let myself buy into something that overbought. So I was expecting a pullback, and that's when I was buying SQs and UVXY, because UVXY is more related to the SPY. But I was expecting the markets to take a pullback because they were so overbought. So that's what happened. We got a little bit of a pullback, and then I quickly closed those positions off because I'm the type of buyer or trader where I like to dip buy. And so I quickly closed those shorts, and I was really just trying to focus on a great dip buy. So let me switch over to just the today 1 minute and then zoom in here. This is where I made my first trade. When this TQs was selling off in a major way. I mean, look at this. It went from 146 down to 143 in 3 minutes. This is the minute candle chart. This purple line right here is the VWAP, and this is the RSI. This is the 5-minute chart, 1 hour chart. Anyway, so I've got my trend lines marked off. The green lines are the trend lines, and then these red lines are support and resistance, things like that. So I see it sell off in a massive way, and this is like right up in my strategy. I like to sell, I like to buy into aggressive selling. So as it was tanking off, I'm buying it along the way, loading up, My full position size on this was about 1,100 shares. So as it was coming against me, I was buying it in a major way. As you can see, it showed oversold on the VWAP, and it was way below, oversold on the RSI, and it was way below the lower band of the VWAP. This is the number one thing that I look for when I'm trying to make a dip buy. So was loading up. Finally, it catches a little bit of support here and then does this nice bounce. Now, when it bounced like this, I was just selling all my stock because I didn't know how far. I mean, we are overextended. If you look at the daily, we definitely have had a great run over the past week or two. So I have been expecting a decent sell-off like this. I didn't expect us to gap up in such a massive way and then sell off. But today we got a gap and crap, which makes sense because it was such a massive gap up. And so on these kind of days, you gotta be careful. So I sold off my full position right here, locked in a quick, I think it was like $1,000 or something on that. It came back down, bought a little bit more on here, expecting it to hold. And I was assuming that this trend line would hold. This is a trend line from way back from like the March lows. These two trend lines go way back. So I know that they're pretty strong. So it held, and usually trend lines and support lines, when the stock price is coming into it so fast, sometimes they do hold. I mean, I would say more than likely, if it's a good enough support level, it will hold when it's aggressively being sold into. I mean, sometimes they just slice right through like it's nothing. So you got to be careful. But this held, and I was grateful because then I sold into the rip. And then I was pretty much done for the day. I was at, $1,100 profit or something, just chilling. It continues to sell off. Once it starts to get down to the trend line again, I start buying again, thinking that it was gonna then just bounce right off and then come back up to the VWAP. Well, it didn't. It kept on falling. And I just kept on adding into my position. I was getting a little bit nervous, to be honest. Got fully loaded up at 1,100 shares, and then finally we got the bounce off of this 140-ish support level, and it pushes up, and I sold out everything, and that finished my day pretty much at the 1,400 mark. I haven't made any more trades since that morning. What is that, 11 a.m. Big push. So I don't plan on trading it anymore. I mean, I figure this end of day ramp is gonna be a nice little place to make a couple bucks, but I've nearly tripled my daily profit goal, so I need to have some self-control and stay out of the markets because there's some craziness going on. But, my main rule is patience. Patience on the entry, patience in holding. I am definitely getting better when it comes to patience with holding, and I'm very happy about that. Patience on the entry is something that I'm still working on because a lot of times when the stock just starts falling, I'll start buying in way too early. When we're like clearly on the front side of the move, the stock is still falling. There's no signs of any kind of bottoming in sight, and I'm just buying into it. And I need to work on that because I should be dip buying when I at least see some signs of a bottom. And you can see here, if we look at signs of bottoming, the price action will stay at a certain price level for 5 to 10 minutes. If we look here, this is the minute chart again. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4 candles. It was around this area when, usually it was making some big movements. So when it sticks around a certain price action, that's how I kind of say that we're bottoming. Also, when you combine what the RSI is showing, what the VWAP is showing, support levels, things like that, then you can kind of assume, okay, we may have a bottom here. And that's when I should be loading in and buying stock, waiting for the bottom to hold and then to push up. So that is one thing I definitely need to work on, is my patience on the entry. Holding it though, I've been pretty good with buying it, or getting in when it's pretty oversold and then holding until the RSI is showing an overbought condition, when it pushes up to these 60% range. So if you're a trader like me and you work off the RSI and you work off the VWAP and you have issues with patience, then I feel you. So those are my main concerns. It definitely feels good though to, I'm starting to get that confidence in my strategy, in my trading. career, I don't know, whatever it is. I've been trading for a while, and like for the longest time I've been losing money. And so it is nice to finally start to have a consistent green days and weeks. It's been a great year so far, and so I'm really excited that this dip buying strategy is working. I don't expect it to work forever. You know, we are due for a significant pullback in the markets, you know, a multi-day, maybe even a multi-week pullback to where we're going to see lower. That's just what I think. I mean, who knows? We get so much good news on the horizon, like this whole blood plasma thing. We got stimulus probably going to come through. We got the recovery of the economy, you know, the reopening even more. There's a lot of good things that can be happening. The cases are going down. Businesses are going to start reporting better income once we get to Q3. You know, I don't know what's going to happen with this whole political stuff, but I feel like there's a lot of reasons to why the market could definitely continue to push higher. So we'll see what happens. I definitely want to be conservative, be patient, and just keep dip buying. And so even if the market is coming down, I'll either be buying short ETFs like SQQ and UVXY, or I'll be doing my dip buying still, because when the stock price comes down, even though it may come down and come down and come down, there are going to be some bounces in there to where I can buy into the bounces and get a nice little profit. So that's pretty much all I had for you today. Thanks for watching. Click that thumbs up button, and I'll catch you in the next one.